Jeep Gladiator massive hail damage concerns. Well, good morning, everybody. How are you today? Pretty concerned here. You know, we had a big storm, a giant storm go through here last night, and there were concerns about massive hail and damage to vehicles parked outside, like my Jeep Gladiator out there. So it's the next day, it's morning, and I thought I'd bring you guys out here and we're gonna take a look and see if I have any massive hail damage on my Jeep Gladiator. Now, let me tell you, first of all, today, as you can see up here, we're supposed to get more storms. It looks like it could rain here actually at about any minute. But last night, there was this massive storm that went through, and I'm in South Texas in the RGV, and lightning like you wouldn't believe woke me up at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and there were massive lightning strikes all over the place here. Now, I was even a little concerned that, forget the hail damage, what happens if a lightning bolt hits my Gladiator, you know? Crazy concern, I realize, but hey, it's possible. None of that happened. I don't see any evidence of that, although I will say we did have at least 3 lightning bolts hit within this area. I mean, it was that flash, bang, right at the same time kind of thing, you know, shook the whole house. We've all been through it. You know what I'm talking about. So let's take a look. We'll start off here in the back, of course, with the tonneau cover. Now, oh, there's a fly sitting there. Look at that. He must have been stunned. Flew away. It is dirty. But that's even better, because if there were little divots or anything, and there shouldn't be, this is a vinyl top, I would expect hail to just bounce right off, right? Hopefully not bounce off hard enough to slam into the glass on the back and cause a problem. And you can see there is nothing like that, thank goodness. But no damage there, obviously. No damage across the bumper. Wouldn't expect there to be. The good thing is about the Jeep Gladiator, there's only really a couple of surfaces that could probably be damaged. 3 actually. I mean, you have the tonneau, that's protecting the bed, so that's out. You have the roof, that's 1. You have the hood, that's 2. And then maybe the fenders, the plastic fenders that go around. But it would probably take, I don't know, maybe softball size hail. It was predicted here that we were going to get golf ball sized hail. You know, about yay big. Still pretty good size to cause damage. So let's crawl up at the roof level here. Start up there. I have the soft top up here. You know, this is brand new. If it were old and maybe dried out or even brittleish, maybe hail could cause damage there, but otherwise just gonna bounce off of this thing. Not really concerned about that at all. However, we do have the hard top here on the back, just a kind of a hard plastic kind of material, and obviously something big enough. I mean, if I was to drop a brick on this thing, I'd be concerned about it cracking or somehow being damaged. Other than being dirty, which you can see there, I don't see any evidence of any problems or anything like that on the roof, so that is a good thing. Now, the scariest part, the hood. Before we check that, right along the fenders here, obviously nothing there. Much bigger surface here to take hits than back there on the back, but no damage or anything there. Steel bumper, I challenge any hail to damage my steel bumper. I shouldn't say that, right? Next, I'll get a basketball-sized piece of hail, and who knows what that would do. Anyway, back to the hood. It is wet. You can see from the rain last night. Just kind of looking down the hood, because that's the best way to tell. And what I'm looking for are dimples across the hood, right? And fortunately, I'm not seeing any evidence of anything like that. So I'm happy about that. Let's check this little plastic cowling here. This, I would think if anything was going to get damaged here with hail, other than big enough pieces to dent the hood, would be this cowling piece here, this plastic piece. It feels to me to be pretty darn brittle, and I would think if hail impacted that, it might be an issue there, particularly if you park outside and it gets dried out from the sun and becomes kind of brittle. No issues with that. I don't see any problems there. We still have our little sandals here underneath the dirt. There you go. Still have our little flip-flops there, all intact, so no problems with that. So I think my Jeep Gladiator came through pretty much unscathed. Now, I haven't heard any reports as to whether there actually was hail reported in the area. I didn't see any last night when I was briefly up, awakened by the lightning and the thunder. So I'm hoping that we just didn't get any in this area. It was predicted, and on radar, you could see the pockets of hail in the storms. And I know there was hail north of here. So fingers crossed we didn't get any here, and I won't discover anything when I wash the truck, because that's the other time, of course, you can discover any kind of damage like that. Once I wash it and get it all shiny clean, it'll be really apparent if there's any kind of hail damage or anything like that. So far so good. I don't think the Jeep is any more prone to hail damage than any other vehicle. I will say it does have an aluminum hood. Unlike the Mojave, which I believe is a steel hood, this is aluminum. And I think you're probably more likely to have just little dimples or divots in the paint, if you will, maybe even chips if it's a big enough piece of hail, than you would dents in the aluminum. You know, I think the paint kind of gives it a little bit more protection, kind of firms it up a little bit as compared to steel. You know, the steel hood, I think, on the Mojave is probably much better protection from hail than the aluminum that we have on the regular Gladiator here. This, of course, being the Sport S. So I'm happy, no issues. Everything worked out well, except I lost probably a couple hours of sleep. One thing I will say with this storm, there was a 2%, which is pretty small, chance of tornadoes. I haven't heard of any tornadic activity in the area. Leave a comment, let me know, particularly if you've had your Jeep Gladiator outside in a hailstorm. Did you experience any damage with it? And I'm even more curious about the plastic bits. You know, like the roof, the Freedom panels that would be up here in the front if you had those still installed, and the plastic part back here that is the main part of the hardtop roof. I'd be very curious to know if anyone out there has experienced any damage from hail in those areas. Leave a comment, let me know. Also, real quick, I do have an additional channel. It is Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma back there. Check it out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.